Remember Kim Parker? The loud, funny best friend on Moesha who could walk into a room and steal every scene without even trying? For years, Countess Vaughn made people laugh like it was effortless. But behind the laughs, people turned her life into a punchline. And the truth is far more painful than the internet ever admitted. So let's talk about what really happened to Countess Vaughn and why so many people still do not understand her story. Child star pressure. Countess Vaughn was in front of cameras when she was still a little girl. At 9 years old, she was on Star Search singing "I'll Be There," standing on a stage and being judged by strangers before most kids even know how brutal the world can be. She won, sure, but winning that young in entertainment does not mean peace. It means the machine has already noticed you.
Yes, and it looks like it's already exploded.
Really want to be a cheerleader. That's the reason why I was so nice to Miss. I think I'm all that.
You want to be a cheerleader?
I want to be the Black Paul Abdul. I'm cool. I mean, I'm young. I got my whole life ahead of me. See, Mo, a man is like a bus. You ride him to the end of the line, and then you get your transfer.
From there, she moved into 227 and eventually became Kim Parker on Moesha and the Parkers. And if you know, you know. Kim Parker was not just a character. She was a cultural moment. She was loud, funny, lovable, and unforgettable. But becoming iconic that young comes with a cost. The world freezes you in one version of yourself and expects you to stay there forever. The joke problem. Here's where the story gets darker. While audiences were laughing at Kim Parker, Countess was also dealing with jokes about her body on set. The character was often written into fat jokes, and Countess has said those jokes got under her skin. That matters because it is one thing to be the funny one. It is another thing to be the punchline. Countess has said something even more disturbing. She was actually smaller back then than people remember. In other words, the show was building a fat kid identity around her before the body people were joking about had even fully developed.
I've been looking for you. You look so sexy. Definitely worth the wait.
Can I talk to her just for a quick second? A quick second. I need to talk to you for a second. Elise is here?
We battled with wanting to change myself because of others' opinions. It had a lot to do with me being in this business, entertainment business, and how you're looked at as a product. You know, is it dressy enough? Is it cute enough? Is it, you never feel good enough.
You've been through a lot, and growing up in the industry at a very young age is tough. It seems to me that you want to change.
Think about that. A young actress doing her job while the job itself keeps telling her that her body is the problem. That kind of messaging does not disappear when the cameras stop rolling. It follows you home. Comparison and damage. Then came the comparisons. On The Parkers, Countess was constantly measured against her co-star Jenna Von Oy, and she has been open about how damaging that was. The comparisons were not just annoying. They helped shape how she saw herself. Eventually, that pressure pushed her toward trying to change her body. She has said she got butt injections and later liposuction, not because she was chasing vanity, but because she was trying to feel enough in an industry that kept telling her she was not.
You need to stop renting girl sex.
Okay? It's just, I am not messing up my nails.
Look, we just called to see if you got your costume, okay? See you tonight, girl. Peace. Hello? Niece, you still?
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything before, but do they make a Diana Ross costume in Kim's size?
That is the part people miss. When somebody has been picked apart for years, quick fix does not sound shallow. It sounds tired. The wig damage. Then there was the hair. Countess wore lace-front wigs constantly for years, and eventually the glue and traction started causing serious damage. She described pain, oozing, hair loss, and scalp problems. The image that was supposed to help her feel polished was also hurting her body.
To apply the wig, so my hair started falling out. I didn't want to make the connection with that. I mean, I was just like, come on, a wig can make you sick.
But do you ever say, like, Is this healthy or is this right? Or are you so excited because it's something?
So excited. That's what you go on, you know, especially being an actress. I didn't think about the health risks.
And I don't think that most of us do think about the health risks when it comes to trying to look our best.
And that is what makes this story hit so hard. She knew something was wrong, but she kept going because the pressure to look a certain way in Hollywood is relentless. The image became part of her identity, and losing it felt too risky. She later turned that experience into a lesson for her daughter. Love yourself before anybody else does. That line says everything. Why people misread her. This is why the "remember her now" framing feels so wrong. Countess Vaughn did not disappear. She did not fall off. She survived childhood fame, body shaming, health issues, public scrutiny, and private trauma, while still trying to build a life for herself. The tragedy is not that she changed. The tragedy is that people expected her not to. They wanted Kim Parker forever, the loud, funny, chaotic friend they could laugh at. But Countess Vaughn is not a joke, and she never was. Ending Countess Vaughn does not owe anybody the face she had at 19. She does not owe the internet a body that never changes, a smile that hides everything, or a story that fits neatly into a before and after headline. What she owes is nothing. What she gave us was talent, honesty, and a real look at what it costs to grow up in front of the world. So the next time somebody posts a "remember her" clip, ask a better question. What did she survive while we were busy laughing?